Okay. Let's get this started.
I will. So, see, we're on defense first. But for support, Zen for the orbs, just to help out.
All right. There we go.
And
Here we go. Let's go back just a little bit.
and
I don't want to listen to myself talk. Sorry.
no, you're not gonna. I mean, you're gonna have to move around so that you can let you. Yeah. All right, I'm muting myself.
All right. So the reason why it's better to defend on the right side of the point is because it allows for you to be able to rotate around if for some reason they decide to come through through this area over here, but we know that they're not going to do that. They're generally most everybody's going to come here, or they're going to come from back here, and they're all going to push into here. And best way to defend that, especially if you're running a Ryan Zarya, is to hold this and then be able to rotate back this way if when we have to. The one thing that I think I would have changed with what we had done was that I would, instead of the Zarya, had a Diva for A to be able to contest in the air if we needed to for the defense matrix, and also for easy rotation on this side if folks had gone this way. But it didn't. They pushed up into us. We flexed backwards and then pushed back. So all in all, I mean, our first defense here was a good defense. Outside of you, Valhalla, getting yourself killed, I mean, that was... Oh, contesting the McCree in the open probably wasn't the best. Would have probably been better instead of you floating back over this way to stay over this way at a little bit more of a distance, making his shots more. That's supposed to be an arrow, but whatever. Making the shots a little bit more difficult to hit. Okay, so let's take it back. Okay. All right, we get pushed back a little bit. Good job, Malo. Always stay in line of sight of your healers. Okay, so we didn't need that nano. That nano was if they had been pushing in, that would have been fine. But Malo's not in a spot right here to be able to take advantage of at least the first 3 seconds of it. Yeah, it allows it pushes. They see it and they're like, oh shit, let's get back. But they've lost the fight. They don't have. They don't have their Pharah, which is going to be their main source of damage, going over the top of the shields. Because I mean, you guys, the healers, are staying way back here, where you guys should be. So you guys have remained in good cover. So we didn't need this. We didn't need this nano. This would have been better saved for the next team fight, because they're about to soft reset right here. And they all push back. And Malo, that was a little bit too aggressive. And now they've in turn used used their nano, and we still don't have our Pharah back. Theirs is about to come back. but we don't have ours. That was a good nano to be able to catch him there, but I mean, what happened was, let's back it up just a little bit. Oh, that's too far. Too far. Fuck. Okay, you guys have to excuse me because I haven't done this yet. So, we pushed him into a soft reset. And that was a little bit of a ballsy flash there. But Cuck, I know Cuck's not here and he's not going to be here, but he was out of position. He shouldn't have been there. I know what he was trying to do, but in doing so, he eventually got himself killed. And so, McCrees don't need to be walking, especially if it's right in the front line, saying, hey, I'm going to flash this guy, and then, oh, damn, he's dead 2 seconds later. So that's not a good idea. He died for it. It's whatever. What we needed was when Valhalla, when you were coming back in, because you were coming from the back line, and I don't know if you would have been able to see this, but the McCree coming here would have been your check. It would have been nice to have these guys check over this way too, but they didn't. But you have the bird's eye view. You could have checked and seen him there. He got the high noon off, picked us off. It didn't help that we all got slammed right here either. So it was a handful of things that I think that if we had not pushed forward with the nano, that whole turn of events would have ended a little bit differently. So we push him back to the soft reset over here, and we stop at our line, or our line right here at the shadow, or wherever our line ends up having to be. But we stop at our line, and we don't chase because we weren't in a position to chase. Anyways, that would have turned out a little bit differently. I think the McCree still probably would have come back here, and still would have done what he did what he did, but that's besides the point. We'll just move on. So. I also apologize for a lot of the camera angles. I was trying to get more of the fights, more of everybody in the fights, so we can see more positioning issues rather than individual ability issues. For the most part, our positioning up until there at the end was more than fine. You want to be able to hold line of sight with on the front line so that your healers can take care of business with taking care of the front line. And okay. If I understand, Espen, you're going for the res and you wanted to get max distance, but let's try max distance over here rather than over here. That was not good. Next time, I mean, even if you would have been right here, that would have been a difficult spot for them to get to you. The Ferret already used her jump jet, so she's not going to be able to shoot over the rock to get you. Make that an easy res. Because now we got a full reset all the way back to spawn. No. So one thing that we never really did was that we did tracking on the Zarya and on the Rhine, but we didn't really track anything else until we were sure that they were going to, until we were absolutely sure that they were going to grab Barrage. We didn't do any tracking of these two or this guy. So just make sure that whenever we're working on our alt tracking guys, that we're tracking everybody. Yes, the this is a big one. This is a big one. But at the same time, I mean, about the only one that is going to be used that's the only one that's going to be used defensively. It's going to be this one. Everything else is an offensive is going to be used offensively, and they did use it offensively. So this one was used constantly to push their Rhine, to push into our front line and cause a whole bunch of chaos, and it worked. So whenever we're doing our alt tracking, let's try to remember to track everybody else's, because at no point do we say, hey, these two have ult, or this person has ult. It's a good pick. Good pick there too. See, that's a good counter charge. Good job. So Val, again, this comes back to some positioning. I know you're up here, and you're trying to get back. Just remember that even with the Farah changes, you still don't want to be as super close. So you didn't do this time. You got back. This is just as a reminder that you don't want to you want to make it as difficult as possible for that McCree to be able to target you, because he's the only thing that's going to counter you in this whole thing, because we're going to be doing too much to allow the Anna to be able to take her focus off of healing Ryan and Zarya in order for you to be able to do what you have to do. So the only two threats to you for a majority of the match is this guy and her. So just make sure you're putting yourself in a good position to be able to take those fights and be able to contribute as much damage as you can. See, that's a good spot. Yeah, staying on that right side is a really good idea around that, I guess, factory, whatever it would be. It's good barrage. Good res. So we were really spread out. That's good on keeping that was good sleep. Good job, Blue. Basically wasted that entire nano, and he died for it. So that was a good job. That was a good second defense of point B. I think we have one or two more really good defenses of point B as well. All right, this is where we start getting into high ground wars. It's good. That's a one team fight right there. That was unnecessary. Yeah, we picked off the McCree, but we had already won the team fight. All we had to do was come back, take up a good strong position, or if we could have pushed just like we did, but we didn't need the McCree ult. That was a good pick off on the Farah. So that's exactly what I was talking about. That Farah. See what that Farah did. Okay. Farah, instead of her dropping down behind the tank, she went right there, giving you the easiest fucking kill in the world. That was bad. See, if the Farah would have been paying attention to positioning where she should have been, she could have easily gotten herself out. That would, because I mean that wall is right there. All she has to do is backpedal just a little bit, use her concussive blast, push yourself through the archway to get out for a good soft reset, or not. You are in a good position because if you drop, you are going to easily be able to come up underneath here, get it back, and then come back up. So remember, positioning, especially as Farah from the aerial it's key. It's absolutely key because she gets herself wrecked right here. She wastes her concussive blast and then gets smashed. Okay, now that they got their McCree back, you're gonna want to get yourself back. It's not the best concuss. So you use your give me a sec because apparently okay, pumping damage into them, but a better place to pump damage into them is further back. See, you try to. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to push yourself this way to be able to make yourself to get out of that immediate line of sight. But the second they walk in there, you have no cover anywhere. Push yourself that way. Fall back behind and walk yourself through. So that they would have, if that McCree was going to come chase you, that McCree would have to come all the way through and chase you that way. Just remember where you are. A little bit of a wasted valve because a good soft reset. It's a good pick. Okay, so the plan was from the main tank, hey, flash the Rhine, let me shatter. If you're playing somebody that can do that, Cuck, or anybody that's on McCree, get up, and your plan was already to come up here to be able to contest the Farah. Take 3 seconds, look down, see where the Rhine is, and take care of business. This plan took way too long to materialize, and we ended up losing in the team fight for it. That was a team fight that we definitely could have won. And there it is. So if the plan is to do a certain thing in order for another thing to occur, flash the shield, let the shatter happen, win the team fight. Do it. The faster we get at accomplishing that, the better off we're going to be. We're able to win because we fragged out. That could have easily been a lost team fight if we didn't pick up what we needed to pick up. McCree, get up with your team. You are useless without it. You are useless without a shield in front of you. If you're getting fragged up by the Pharaoh, you are not this. You are in a much better position to take out the Pharaoh if you're on high ground than you are way back here. You'll have more sight lines to what's vertical, and you won't end up getting flanked by the McCree that ends up coming down here. Move with your team. You give it up too quickly. Now we're so that was a great play, but because we were out of position down here on the bottom, there was no way for us to be able to contest on the low ground, because that right there should have been a one team fight. But if we're going to hold the high ground, we can't have the two front line on the high ground and then everybody else down here. It doesn't work that way. If we're going to hold the high ground, we got to hold the high ground. If we're going to have some folks drop to be able to contest other folks, we have some folks drop from over here, not try to walk their way this way. You did block the shatter. That is correct. So Malo, you were you don't have any. You've got your two healers right here, and you don't. And then for some reason, McCree went over this way to get a flanking flanking high noon, which didn't work. Didn't get anybody. But you're up here by yourself. This puts you in a really bad spot. So again, this comes back to positioning. If we got two folks right here, then really you shouldn't be trying, especially when we're trying to regroup and we're all coming back. You shouldn't be pushing past this line until we got everybody. This shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have been over here. He shouldn't have wasted the high noon. But you being out here doesn't help either, and in fact is much more key to us losing the point when you get charged later. So just make sure that you don't walk too far up. So that you get caught out into a bad position. So yes, Blue's here to be able to give you healing, but he's only one dude, and Espen's about to come reset to get a brig. So there we go. There's that charge. And then they push in. All right, we do a pretty good job of managing all this, keeping the Zarya out. That's bad luck. So Gengu, I wouldn't worry about that one too much because you're caught in kind of a bad place. Either you go contest the McCree, you take or you continue to swing around on the point around the Zarya. Either way, you're gonna I mean, you weren't in any real danger of dying, and you were pretty close to your ult. So maybe the best choice there would have been to continue to swing. Um, at the very least to prolong it. But I think that no matter what, in that case, that they were gonna take the point. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But the whole snowball started when folks were out of position and split up. So make sure you guys are together and are working together to be able to put up a good defensive. I know we want to make sure that they don't come from behind and try to take us that way. But they didn't start going that way until they noticed that McCree was just sitting back here. So if we all group up and they're moving together grouped up, more than likely, because we're playing against other Plat players, they're just going to walk into us and we're going to fight it out. Stay grouped up until we don't need to be grouped up anymore. React to them and their dumb selves if they're going to be dumb. All right.
That was a great job, guys.
It was a good job.
The one side of defense.
Don't worry, you'll step in another trap later. It's a good entry. You stepped in a trap again. That was a good job at getting into their back line. All right, let's watch that again. So everybody positioning up onto the right. Malo, you create some decent space for Gengu to get down. And you don't stay out there too long. I mean, they don't have, as far as I can tell, I don't think that they have any presence right there outside. Maybe the Junkrat, the Rhine, and I think end up seeing a Brig. Yep, there's the Brig, and you're behind this wall now. So unless that Junk or McCree want to step out to be able to contest you, you're in a pretty decent spot for other heals to be able to get you healed back up. And this also gives space for Genku to be able to come down and do more disruption. That's just bad luck. So that was unfortunate that you got caught out, Val. It was a good job getting in the back line, taking out the Mercy. Now the only thing that they got for heals is a Brig. That's fantastic. They got a long walk. Weird stun for reasons. Good job getting out. Soft reset. Okay, it's a good dive onto her. That's a good kill. Mercy's in. She's down. Now we just kind of bought out and let this Junkrat just stay on the point for way too long. But we ended up taking the point. That was good. I'm gonna watch that one more time because it was really good. Okay, Ryan misses his charge, essentially just puts himself into a bad position, and now they've completely abandoned this side because you guys have drawn their attention. Now you got heels coming this way. You've essentially established a crossfire, even though it's not quite a crossfire, but it's enough of a crossfire to where Ryan now can no longer. Ryan cannot deal with you because Ryan has to keep his shield up facing the Farah. That's a good job. That's a good job. That's a good little frag out. End up getting a good stagger off on the Zarya. And there we go. So Val, I know you're pumping damage into here, but this guy is all by himself. He's the only one contesting the high ground. Kill him. Kill him dead. Kill him dead now. Now he's back with his group. Try zoning you guys out. Hope to get a free kill. Solo shattered. It feels bad. All right, let's go back. So we call Mercy, but we're not really calling where she's at. And nobody knows where who to focus. No. No. We're gonna call somebody's weak. I mean, we need to make that target the priority. So when people are A, make that call so that folks know where that person is, and B, people turn and kill that target. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. We did a good job of getting out, resetting. Big boop. That's good calls. Yeah, they're staying pretty grouped up, making the dive pretty difficult. No. Decent swaps. Where's the Junkrat, guys? I don't know. Let's see if you put your shield up. Okay, first off, what are those mines? Yeah, maybe you look like you, or you had right click held, but you did, your shield did not go up, unfortunately, Malo. That's okay. It feels bad. Gets out. Push up a little bit too far there, Malo. We got a little too greedy. There's the armor that you called. So I understand. So I understand why you swapped to Hog, but I don't understand. What I don't get is you said that you weren't going to be able to build the alt, and I get that, but if if the goal the goal is to win the point, and who's going to be able to give more utility to a death ball than Zarya? I mean, maybe a diva, maybe because of defense matrix, or I mean, or just, Hog's not going to do it. I would argue that you probably would have been more better served if you would have stayed on hamster. But I get it. You want the quick kills, you want the sustainability, but I would have liked to see you go Zarya there. Just I mean the shields would have, I think, done a little bit more than anything else, and then plus the area damage that she can do is a better fit to what we're trying to do. Plus, we wanted to win the point. We weren't too concerned about, if you can't get your ult, you can't get your ult. That's fine. We shouldn't have to rely on a grav to move a cart, another 4 meters. But that's okay. I mean, like I said, the pick's not bad. I get why the pick is the pick. I just think that you should have stuck with your original plan of going to a Zarya and stuck with the Zarya. Because she would have given you a little bit more utility than what the Roadhog would have done. So, I'm not going to say anything about this dragon, because this dragon it's a bad dragon. You fired it blindly this way, but you know that if you're going to fire it blindly, fire it at the very least where your team died, not at the point. I don't understand what this was or what Tuck was trying to do, but that was not a good dragon. That was pretty poor. Sometimes you just gotta use it, man. You just gotta go ahead and pull the trigger. You're not gonna get the big one. So all right, let's move on to Li Jing. All right.
Renzaria, John Conzo. You got
Espen, you're playing Lucio. Oh, it's too far. Here we go. All right. Gazorp, that's a wall. Don't walk into it. They value a little out of position, but you move yourself back with the team, discouraging the tracer. So that's good. Okay, it's good. So Espen, with your boops, so Espen, you have to be really careful of where you're going to be booping targets. So when you just did your boop, let's go back here just a few. So Ryan's swinging back here. Gazorp swinging back up. Oh. You booped that Rhine directly into our Hanzo's face. Now, right now, for that particular thing, that Rhine, no matter what, was going to die. So him being booped right there was not a good thing. However, if for some reason, say you were to boop a Rhine and with a full caveat of support that's behind him, directly into, say, our Hanzo, who would be out of position if that was the case, but he would have been instantly melted if that had happened. So just keeping it in the back of your mind that your boops, while yes they need to displace enemies, but where they're going to end up being displaced is something you kind of need to be aware of as well. So Gazorp, you got great calls, but your use of shatter at times is questionable. So let's watch this again. Okay, it's a good fire strike. Okay. God damn it. There we go. One more time. So at first I was thinking that maybe you got booped and that's why. So you got pushed away by the hammer. That happens. And then it looks like you're going to shatter this way, but you got a shield on you, so I don't. And someone can tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe you get displaced when you have a shield on you when you get smacked by a Reinhardt hammer. So it looks like you see that he's out of the way, and you're only going to get him. So at the last second, you turn, and then there's a pillar there in front of you that blocks everybody. Be aware of where you're going to be shattering at. And so if Right here, this Rhine is in a good position for you to just take them this way. Yes, that leaves an opening for the other team to be able to come in, but as that happens, your team's going to rotate this way and then be able to re-engage. So using Shatter right there wasn't even the best call, because of how out of position this Rhine is. So charge him, take him up, take him up, take him for a ride. So yeah, you got a little bit too aggressive, and you paid for it. So it's all right. We move on. See, that was an amazing block. All right, let's watch. Let's see why you died, Espen. Good boop. Okay. So Espen, if this happens again, so you got the good boop. That was really good. You were just backpedaling to get away from the swinging Rhine, and I get that, but you got a shield on you. Turn and run. Jet, he's gonna have to get out. Everybody, you're not gonna be able to just rotate around in here to be able to stay alive. You guys are both gonna have to get out and get behind shields, get behind cover, in order to be able to have any chance of being able to take the fight to them again. Oh. So good rotation out by blue. You died, Espen. You shouldn't have died. If you just turned and ran out, you would have been fine. And then as soon as blue was good to fade, he would have faded and he would have been out too. But that's all right. I mean, it's middle of a reset. I mean, we get ourselves reset, so I mean, it's not the end of the world. But in that particular situation, just get yourself out. You're not going to do yourself or your team any good. Just backpedaling. Know where you have to go and go there. Okay. If you got a Doom coming into y'all's backline to cause all kinds of havoc, you guys have to call for the Doom to be able to be taken out. There is no way that any of them can come down and be able to provide support whenever that Doom gets there. There's no way. Half their team's on the other side of the room. Their front line's sitting right there. This Doom's gonna come in, cause a bunch of problems. Gazorp's right there. Val, you're right there. You're right there in the blue. When he comes in, I mean, don't use your orb then. Wait for you. Use your orb when he comes in, and then just wreck his shit. Now, because I'm an idiot and I should have been recording a little bit closer. I couldn't see where he went, but I mean, that's bad luck. No. It'd been nice if we could. It would have been nice if we could have blocked that, but it's all right. We weren't really doing any alt tracking there. Then we just lost the fight. So it's all right. You group back up and you go at it again. Zorp, I don't know how you lived. I don't, because you should have. They could have easily just pushed down on you and just wrecked you. There's that Doom again. I'm an idiot with the camera. Excuse me. There's the grav. So I know you just use. Okay. All right. So we saw this last week with our. I know you just used Fire Strike. But you are going to get way more benefit out of just walking up to them and swinging. Don't try to charge. There's no reason for you to charge. You end up getting slammed because you tried to charge, but I know what you were trying to do. You were trying to get the diva out. But don't just walk up to him and start swinging, or continue to push pressure on that on the Rhine. Let your damage take care of business, because they were doing it. Good recovery from the charge. That's a bad charge on his part. There it is. Push him. Okay. You guys gotta track Gazorp. You gotta track the shatter. He is your mirror. He is your mirror. So here, this was one of two things. One of two things was going to happen. Either you were going to hit the Doom, and you both would have gone down, which would have been bad for you, and bad for the Doom. Either losing, if they lost Doom, that would have been bad, but us losing you would have been worse. So either you were trying to countercharge him, or you were about to hit charge on them to take them to the pillar, which also would have been bad. If you're going to charge somebody, you need to do charge for one of two reasons. You need to take them to you're going to charge them to displace them, to take them into a spot to where they can't get access to either the healers or the rest of their team. So like earlier when I would have said charge that Rhine and take him back over this way, that would have been a good spot to charge him. You were going to charge right. You were going to charge and try to take him right into there, which is right in the middle of all of their dudes. If you're going to use an offensive charge, you need to wait for him to walk into here and take up a position on this side, shielding back this way. That way you can charge him right there. You shouldn't be trying to charge somebody for a distance of longer than 15 meters at the very most. 15 meters should be the longest distance of a charge that you want to go. Because otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot where the entire team has to swarm to you to either help you survive or just let you die, and you try to frag out by swinging your hammer. So let's look at that. Let's go back because that wasn't even the part that I wanted to see. All right, we're just gonna watch from back here because there we go. We're gonna get the kills there. Everybody's gonna reset. Get the kill there. All right. Okay, here it is. You get punched, and then either you were trying to charge that doom, or you were going to go after that Rhine. You have calls for saying, "Hey, watch Shatter. You got to hold up that shield." Good counter charge. All right. Let's see what everybody else is doing. All right.
What do you want for dinner?
I'm almost done.
I'm just asking what you want for dinner.
We can do lo mein.
Mommy?
Yeah. Okay. Charge. Get slept. Good job. Good support for the Rhine after being CC'd to hell. Big shatter there. And there it is. That's the win. That's a good job. All right.
Notice you out of position. You were good.
All right, they're running a fair. Okay, that's 3 right there. Okay. You guys got the Diva out of mech, killed the Anna, killed the Mercy, and you left the Farah to fight the Hanzo. Just come back, guys. You've won the fight. There's no reason to push. You guys have the point. They're not going to push in on you. You guys pushed them too hard. That's a feels bad on getting your bomb eaten. It's good. Okay. It's a good take. Okay. Let's watch that again. You know. All right, we have our tracer over here. That's doing our scouting for us. She's gonna be able to see who's there. McCree's starting to walk this way. I think Reaper starts to walk this way. You need to call that out. Okay. You are swinging into a fucking wall. What are you doing? Gazort, don't swing into a wall. Swing into an enemy. You see the Rhine's going to be there. Okay. The Rhine showed him turn himself around, and so you turned yourself into the wall to swing at the wall. Okay. We got a little bit of scouting there. They got a brig. They got a diva over here. I believe they got a McCree over here. Or maybe that's the Reaper. Nope, that's the Fair. Or they hadn't swapped to Reaper yet. Sorry. This was the McCree. Fair is over here. Okay. You see him. You should be able to see him. He is right there in front of you. Everybody is turned this way. There's no reason that we should all be turned looking this way. No reason. This guy is supposed to be feeding you guys information. He needs to feed that information. And there's the big shatter. We were all turned around and got wrecked. So Gazorp, if you're mirroring a Rhine, you need to keep an eye on that Rhine, especially since you're tracking ults. You're tracking ults. You probably knew he had shatter. Probably knew. So yeah. It wasn't that wasn't the best play, but definitely not. That's a yep. Got 2 out of that. That's a 1 fight. That's a good job. That's a good soft reset. It's a bad charge on his part. It's a good boop there, Espen. Okay, it's a little bit too heavy of alt usage. Should have communicated that. Val, you should have you should have used your either held it for the next team fight or use it on somebody else. Other than that, it's not like I said. It's not the worst thing in the world because again we end up winning, so I don't want to harp on it too much, but. Coordinate what ults are going to go where, guys. Good call to stall the 99. Good job. That's good advice, Espen. So unless you're in the middle of a mid fight, you should be using as much speed as you can. Okay, let them use their ults. That was, I believe that was the plan. Was to do a soft. Okay, they've still got people coming back too. That's a good job of that was a good splitting dragon. And there it is. That's the win. Let's see that last team. Let's see that team fight one more time. Okay. Okay. Use our drop the beat. Get stunned. There's the coalescence. Looks like they blocked the shatter. But they got the we got him in the grav. There it is. That's good, guys. It's good capitalizing. That's a good win. All in all, that was. I know I got a lot of complaints about you guys did a great job. There was great calls all around. That dragon at the end did an excellent job of splitting the enemy team. Gazorp, you had really good calls, but so there are times where you're swinging your hammer too much when you need to be holding your shield. So try to remember that, especially whenever you're tracking enemy ults. That when that Ryan is coming back, he's going to slam the shit out of your team. So keep that shield up, folks. Coordinate your ults. Espen, use speed more. I mean, all in all, I don't, the things that I'm critiquing here are minor things that that can help us win against those other teams that are higher SR than us. All in all, like I said, great job, guys. I don't want to harp too much on it. I just want to tell you guys that you did a really good job during this scrim, and I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching this, and hopefully that the critiques aren't too harsh or too critical. Yeah, take care, guys. Thanks.